Comic-Con with some key cast members of AMC's The Walking Dead. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
We got a rowdy crowd down below screaming specifically, "None of you better die."
Yeah, right.
You are beloved by the populace.
Oh my God, this outfit right there is great.
It's
Now-
Rosita.
Now,
Are you Rosita?
No.
now you've all been on the show either since the first, second, or third season. Is it safe to assume that because you're such legacy characters right now that you're safe or going into the season, or should we not even have those type of expectations?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I concur.
I concur.
I think, everybody's on the chopping block as they always have been. And I think that's going to be the impactfulness of this particular situation in this episode is just how expendable and how also what rough of a situation all these people that you're used to seeing have put themselves in.
Yeah. Danai, one of my favorite parts of last season was the relationship that sort of formed between Rick and Michonne. What did you think of that? How soon did you know that was happening, or did it just come out of?
Well, I had an inkling. But yeah, I thought it was awesome. I wanted Michonne to have that to open up that part of herself and to get to that place again, which she had never been near since before everything went to crap. So I really feel like he's the man she respects the most. He's the man who she's kind of, I think, been somewhat unknowingly in love with since season 3. So I thought it was really wonderful. And I loved how the way it was done by Mr. Gimple. It took a really long time for them to form this bond, and then it was so undeniable, but also the connection with Carl and how Carl really kind of opens up her heart right before that scene when he basically affirms her as something of a mother figure to him. And that, I think, really just makes her heart just be willing to take the next step in whatever direction.
Awesome. And Lauren and Steven, speaking of love connections, it's been seasons. You've been through it all, through thinking each other were dead in separate times, but then coming back together. Where can we expect these characters to sort of go this year? And can they really at this point survive anything? I guess they've been through so much.
Yeah, we can't really speak to the season ahead, but I think that it's been a great, just like an insane marathon for Steven and I and for Maggie and Glenn to go through. It's just this romantic tale with every possible hurdle you could imagine, and that's the kind of stories that I love to watch, and I love finding that in this, for the characters and for ourselves, it's the hope and the love that propels you to search on for your husband and for the baby inside you and for your friends and for your family, and that's the gasoline of the show. Even though they go through everything that they do, that's really, to me, the fuel.
Norman, what did you think of seeing Ezekiel and his tiger in that the sort of the season 7 trailer for there? Are you a little jealous of the tiger, or?
I'm more jealous of Ezekiel. He's got a freaking tiger. It looked cool. I was excited to see that as well. I can say that I've never met them in person on a thing, but it was cool just to see them, and I'm excited, if I'm alive, I hope I know the tiger. I hope we're friends.
Yeah, regardless of who survives.
That was so sincere, man. That was great.
I want to cuddle the tiger. I want to roll around with the tiger. I want to know it.
The last thing you want on this show is, with all the zombie deaths, you don't want to be killed by the tiger.
No.
Right? You don't want that.
Can I do something?
Unless it's quicker.
Oh.
I was curious what that would be like.
But are you excited that whoever survives or doesn't survive, but it looks like from the clips we've seen that even the world of the show is expanding this year with new communities and so on. And being someone who was on since the beginning, what's it like to see so many new landscapes and townships and all that, and see the show grow in such a way?
I'm interested, to see all that happen. It's funny because there's a core group on this show that are so tight, and even when Chad came on, I didn't talk to Chad for like a month. I was just like, I don't.
He does that to the boys.
I do that to everyone, but it's
not the girls.
Not the girls. The girls I try to make out with, but the boys I do too. But you know, it's interesting because everyone on this cast is so tight. We know each other so well, and it was a precedent that was set before we started with Andy and with John and with Sarah, and we're lucky enough to fall into that category. When you fall into that category, you get like rainbows. So I hope that those worlds fit our rainbow circle and play our rainbow games. You know.
Great, awesome. Thank you all for coming today.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep it locked in
Thank you.
IGN for all things Comic-Con.
I put a rainbow.